Oh, what's up, chat? It's your boy Sugar again. We dropping 100 videos. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers. So if you tune in right now, hit the like button, drop any comments or anything like that for me down below. I'll answer them. I'll try to respond in the chat, or I'll be making a video about them soon. I've been seeing I got a lot of people been tuned in with me. Then a lot of people ain't subscribed. So, if you like what I'm dropping, like the content and stuff like that, subscribe, hit the like. And my main thing is to help out the next driver, tell you about some of my experience. Everybody got different experiences. So everything based on my experience might not be your experience. Because even my experience, I know some people that probably had a worse experience. Like today, and Nora was in the back too. DoorDash and Uber Eats, that's Uber Eats. DoorDash and Uber Eats, they come in clutch. When you out here at these shippers, or if you was at a pilot or something that maybe didn't have food, most pilots still have food, but they maybe not have the food you want, then DoorDash and Uber Eats come into clutch. I ordered the burger and fries and a drink, but I'm at the shipper, and there ain't no gas station really right here by me. The gas station is like 5 miles away, so I would have to drive. So I ordered some Uber Eats, and I'm waiting on them to call me right now. Hopefully, not while I'm making this video, hopefully soon, to come get the trailer. But yeah, I ordered some Uber Eats, so don't go too crazy with the Uber Eats now. I be telling y'all, save your bread, but every now and then, like, I do order some Uber Eats. I'm probably finna uninstall the app because I slowed down, but I really don't be wanting to spend the extra. Like, that was just $20, so that's the way I look at it. It was just $20, and I don't plan on spending no more money the rest of the week, unless maybe I might wash this week. I don't know, but I don't plan on spending no more money. Like, I be budgeting, so I have like a certain amount I want to spend. So I spent the $20. That was my last, and I don't plan on spending no more money this week. That was the last of the budget money. I wanted to talk about my 240-hour experience, and everybody got different experience. I had one person came to the school with, and we was talking while we was training and stuff, and he had like a crazy experience, and my experience was all right, but it was probably crazy compared to him because he ended up getting kicked out of his truck in like Arizona. Him and his trainer didn't work out at all. But that story was like, him telling me the story just so funny, because I'm like, man, for real? He's like, yeah, man, I got kicked out of the middle of nowhere, and I just died laughing, like, just how he told the story. But this ain't about his story. I'm finna tell y'all about my story. So for the first 2-3 weeks, I was with one trainer, my first trainer, and as soon as I got to the truck, I met the dude. Everything was good. The truck was clean, everything. That's one thing about Stevens. I ain't never seen nobody say the truck was dirty. I never seen it. Most of the Stevens trucks, as far as I know, if not all, they normally keep them clean. Or before they give you the truck, it's going to be clean. So you ain't got to worry about having a bad, dirty truck or anything like that. So I met the trainer. I got in the truck or whatever. Pretty much since I was from the area, the other person was from the area too. And he was like, go on the drive, bro. Like, driving ain't too hard. We had to go to like Oklahoma on our first, trip. So that was, easily drive. I drove off the road right away. We chopped it up a little bit while I was driving. Not so much though. I think he probably was on the phone or something, but we chopped it up a little bit, and we got that first load, I guess, kind of out the way. Not really. But basically, we drove in the afternoon, like at maybe 6 or 7. So by the time we got to that Oklahoma, I think we had to pick up like at 8 or 9, or that's when we was getting loaded or something. Or I don't know. I just know when we drove there. Oh, y'all, every time I do a video, I do that. Let me go on the stretch. But basically, we drove there, and it was nighttime. So this kind of like one of the first problems me and the trainer kind of ran into. When we got there, we really ain't know where to go. Well, at least I didn't know where to go. The buildings was on the left, and it was like open field on the right, but it was trucks on both sides of the road. And I'm like, I really don't know where the building is. I'm just following the GPS, but you know, sometimes the co-pilot, it don't have you exactly where the place at. It'll have you probably on the street or something, but the place might be down there or something. So as I'm driving, I see trucks and stuff like that, and I'm like, you know, I don't know where the place at. Like, where would you, you know, park in this situation? And he was more so like, you know, I'm trying to see what you gonna do first, like, you know, try to let you figure it out. And I'm like, I mean, okay. So I kept driving, and I missed the spot, and then I heard him like, bro, you just passed the spot. Like, I would have parked right there. And I'm like, that's why I was asking you, you know. And he was just like, bro, I'm not finna sit here and baby your hand. Most of this stuff out here is common sense. You should know where to park and this and that. And then I was just like, I mean, my bad, bro. Like, you know, I ain't know it was common sense. I ain't really, you know, got no training experience and nothing like that. I'm just trying to learn it right now. Like, you know, that was my thing. So it was the spot kind of to the left side of the street, and you was going, it could be an easy parking or whatever. But instead of me doing it, he was more so like, bro, you going to get out, you watch me back or whatever. I think we end up, I think I went to like Post Trip or something, or probably Sleeper or something like that, or check-in. I don't forgot, but I changed from driving to, he switched to driving to back up the truck, and basically had me watch, just like, bro, I got it, you just gonna, like, just watch. So I watched him back up the truck, and I'm like, I mean, in my head, I'm like, you could have just told me that. That's, you know, you could have been watching me back the truck. So I mean, it is what it is. So we end up going, after that happened or whatever, we end up going to go check in, and I'm just really pretty much, you know, following him for real. Like, I don't know really exactly what's going on for real, because, you know, we ain't really communicating. I'm just, you know, following him around, and he talking to them, and, you know, I'm just there. And then we got that load. Next thing you know, I believe the first like 1 week or 2 weeks, or it could be the whole time, I can't remember. But when you're new, you're not supposed to drive after a certain amount of time. Like, well, you're not supposed to drive like at night or something like that. So at night, I think around this time when he was driving, I was like in Sleeper or something. And what happened? He was telling me that I had my seatbelt on in Sleeper. I stayed up the whole time while we got loaded, and then towards the end, that's when I got sleepy. So I fell asleep with my seatbelt and stuff on in the front. And then he was telling me, like, while he was driving, he was telling me, just go to the back, bro. Like, you know, you supposed to be up here on duty or something like that. And I'm like, dude, it's gonna be hard for me to, you know, go to sleep up there on the top, you know, where I'm at or whatever. Then he was like, I mean, I'll let you sleep on the bottom, just you gotta have a sleeping bag or something. You ain't got no sleeping bag? And I'm like, I ain't got no sleeping bag. I gotta get one at the store or whatever. He's like, well, you can just get on top for now or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna get on the top. It's all good. Like, you know, I'm gonna try to stay up. And he was like, no, bro, hold on. Go on the switch over. Make sure you're on duty. Because while you up here, I'm supposed to be training you. And my thing was, I'm like, bro, if I'm not mistaken, you woke me up to train me at 3 in the morning. When I was asking for help, when I was up and I was in the driver's seat and stuff like that, you didn't help me. Now you talking about training me at 3 in the morning. So I put myself on duty and stuff like that, and I believe it became like a violation or something for Stevens. So Stevens eventually called me, or I ended up talking to Stevens, and they were trying to see what's going on. And when he told me to do it, before it was a violation, he just, you know, did like a small laugh, like, bro, you finna get a violation. Like, all right. So Stevens eventually called me and stuff, and they was like, I guess you ain't supposed to be on duty at a certain time. Like, I supposed to have been in my Sleeper, because while he driving, I supposed to, I guess, getting some rest or whatever. I supposed to be being on my 10-hour break or whatever. So when that happened, I ended up getting the violation. I talked to Stevens, and he ended up having to, fix the clock or whatever after he told me to do it. So he really wasn't tripping because, you can fix the clock if you mess up like something on the clock. The only thing you can't fix is driving. So he really wasn't tripping. So that's why, he went in and adjusted and stuff like that. But I was just like, man, it sounds like you up here trying to set me up for failure. I ain't trying to be making mistakes and stuff like that. So that happened. That was like the first day. Then 3-4 days, just rolled by. We still ain't talking like that. And this how it worked when it came to like getting loads and sleep time and stuff like that. Instead of him communicating like with me, like, hey, we gotta go pick up at 8 tomorrow, so get up at 6 or anything like that. I really ain't have no idea about the times stuff like that. I really ain't know how to just work the tablet for real. So I was just kind of going off like whatever he, tell me and stuff like that. But instead of him telling me anything, it was more so like when he woke up, he just like, hey bro, get up. Like, it's time to, go brush your teeth and stuff like that. We finna get ready to go. So, I mean, I that's how my experience kind of, start to be. Like, I'm like, oh man, like, I ain't even a hard sleeper, so I was able to get up every time he get up. But I would like to know, like, what time to get up or what time the appointment is, so I can know what time to set my alarm and stuff like that. So then, I had to deal with that. Then when it came to showers, I can say bro was good on looking out for the showers, because you get showers every time you fill up or whatever. So he was looking out on showers. It's just the shower, he'll tell me something like, what did he tell me? Hey bro, make sure you back at the truck by the time I get back. So like, it's certain stuff that he'll say like I'm his kid or something. So I really wasn't messing with, because I'm like, everything you saying ain't really got nothing to do with training me for real. It's more so you talk more to me about everything else but training. So I don't know, like that experience just was a little crazy. So I ended up having an accident on the second week. We was going down the highway, and the highway, somehow it's lights throughout this highway. It was like in Kansas. It's lights throughout this highway. So all of a sudden I started coming upon lights, and he told me a story about him running lights and stuff like that. And once you run a light at Stevens, if they see you, like the camera pick up you ran that light at Stevens, you will have to take like a 3-4 hour red light like class, and then you're gonna have to drive through the block, go through the lights, so they can make sure you're not just running lights. Like, so they trying to see what's going on and stuff. So I was locked in on like, okay, don't run no lights and stuff like that. So when the lights came, the first light was green, then the second light, it turned fast on me, and I really just ain't have time. I really didn't slow down fast enough. I slowed down, but I slowed down too late. Like, instead of hard braking, I was like, pressing it like halfway down, trying to stop, and then the light had turned red. And when it turned red, I was in the middle of the street. So the lights on the side of me, they turned green. It was time for them cars to go. So I looked. I really didn't see the car behind me. So I had, stopped, put in reverse. I slowly backed up. And then the car that was behind me, they tried to get around me. And my trailer ended up hitting their bumper. So it was like a fender bender. It wasn't really much damage to their trailer. They had I think they were teaching their daughter or somebody how to drive. Their daughter, I think that was their daughter. They were trying to teach her how to drive. So I was like, dang, like, I done, hit somebody kid while they was in a car or whatever. They weren't hurt or anything. Nobody was hurt. We exchanged insurances. Me and the father or whatever. Me and my trainer that was there. Somebody called the police too to come. And they came, but by the time that they came, the people was gone because they really had somewhere to go. And the accident wasn't major where you would want to sit here and go through this if you got something to, do. So they, exchanged insurance, and then they dipped, and the police did come, and they wanted to see if, they basically reached out to the people to see if they wanted to do an not insurance claim, but an accident report or anything like that. And they was like, I guess, nah, they good. When you have an accident, you still have to report it to Steven. So I reported that to Stevens, and they had me on accident hold because they had to watch the video. It's like a process if you have an accident and stuff like that. Especially something like that, to them, that's, you know, I guess they thought it was bigger than what it was at the time because they haven't watched the video. So when they was calling and stuff, they was kind of going crazy. They really weren't asking, was we okay or anything. They were just like, why would you do that? And you're on the highway. And that, like, it was just like, seemed like it was a little overboard for real. It really wasn't about me. It was more so about, I guess, the other person, or I don't know. It was just like a crazy situation. So they had me on safety hold or whatever. So I couldn't drive until they told me I could drive. I think this was like a Thursday. So I didn't drive for like a day before, you know, my trainee, well, my trainer, he was like, bro, you need to be really, excuse me, yeah, I didn't drive for like a day. And then he was like, bro, you need to be calling them and, you know, basically getting on them, letting them know, like, hey, you in the truck and you ain't getting no hours. You need to, you know, see what's going on, because if you ain't gonna be driving, then they need to get you out of my truck. Like, I don't know if they need to fly you back, or, you know, I don't know, but they need to get you out of my truck. So I'm like, okay, well, sound like he want to kick me out. I'm already talking to my other friend that just got kicked out his truck. So I was calling them and stuff like that, and they probably thinking, I guess I'm trying to rush them or something. I don't know, but I understand it's a process on their end, and I kind of understand what my trainer's saying. So they basically was just like, we got to review the video and stuff like that. We got to talk to the director of safety. Once he give us, you know, word or whatever, we're going to let you know when it's okay for you to drive again. So once I told my trainer that and stuff like that, he took upon himself and he started making calls like, hey, y'all need to get this student out of my truck if he ain't gonna be driving, because it's not, you know, it's not beneficial to me or him. Like, I don't know, like, you know, trainers, they get paid for the students, and they get paid for, you know, the miles and stuff, training you and stuff. So when his call had mattered more, I guess, than my call, because after that, like an hour or two, I took off safety hold, and I was able to, you know, start driving after that, because I mean, he made the call. And I mean, for the most part, it was cool. But every week also, when you're a trainer, well, when you're a trainee, you have surveys, and then a trainer have surveys too to talk about how it is. See, I'm somebody who keep it real. On my second, third week, whenever I had to do that survey, I let them know, like, I'm not getting properly trained. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to those 5-6 weeks, because if something happened, sound like he ready to kick me out the truck. I don't want to, you know, be kicked out the truck in a whole nother state. They'll get you back and stuff like that, but I don't want to go through that. I already ain't feel like I'm properly trained anyway, so I just, you know, put on the survey what it was, talked to my counselor, and my counselor basically like, okay, well, we're gonna, you know, get y'all back to the yard. They got us a load back to the yard, and we're gonna trying to see how it worked. Yeah, we're gonna get you back to the yard. We're gonna get you another trainer. So I was like, okay, bet. So I let him know and stuff like that, and he was just like, oh yeah, I figured you was gonna get another trainer and this and that. Like, it was like certain stuff. I don't know. It was more so like, just like petty stuff that, you know, he was saying and doing and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it, but with training, it just not, to me, it wasn't a fit. As a regular person, he cool and stuff like that. Like, I could talk to him outside of, you know, training and stuff like that. Other than that, like, he cool. But just training, I know how I feel to basically get proper training and not get proper training. I know how I feel to deal with certain people. I can't deal with this person the way I deal with this person. Like, it's a certain way. Like, and then, like, some people, like, because I feel like he was more so, since he did have kids and stuff, I guess he thought since I was younger, I'm like his, I wouldn't say like his kid, but the way he was talking seemed like I'm like a little boy or something, like. And I don't know, I'm like, okay, when it came to training, you say you don't want to hold my hand and this and that, but then when it come to other stuff, you talk to me like a kid, and I'm like, I'm really in the truck just for the training, because when I first started driving 3-4 years ago, I just got thrown in the truck and I was getting my experience on my own. Like, it was a smaller company, so I was, learning as I go. I really didn't have the tablet. I had the paper logs and stuff like that. So when I got back to the yard, I already had my stuff packed up and I couldn't wait to get out the truck. I got back to the yard. I think it took me maybe like a day. Well, while I was in the truck, I think it took me like a day, but I already had my second trainer pretty much waiting on me, and we didn't leave till like the next day. So I ended up meeting my second trainer, and the first day he was, trying to see what I know already, what he needed to teach me, and go from there. So he actually, the driving and stuff like that was simple. And he, showed me exactly what he'll do, like right away. If he was like pretty much by himself, just like how I am right now, on the road, company driver, he showed me how it worked. And then he showed me basically how fast he kind of move and stuff like that. It ain't really like super fast and nothing like that, but if it's a drop or if it's a live load, really our first load was a drop. So he showed me don't be on the yard longer than 2 hours. Well, longer than 1 hour. You shouldn't be there picking up no drop that take that long. You should be in and out. Drop off a trailer, go get this other trailer, connect and stuff and get up out of there. We had to scale and stuff too. Of course, they be having on-site scales, and then you scale at another scale outside somewhere. And then, so he showed me how it actually go and stuff. He told me about the same stuff on the tablet. You can download on your phone, the vector, the workflow, the weight scale app, and then the slide tandem app. He told me about those more so. It'll help me when I'm on my own. He had the booklet with all the pilots and stuff along the highway, so that was beneficial when it came to trip planning. So he taught me a lot. Like, his truck was set up a little different from my last trainer truck. He more so had, like, I would say his looked like more like a home. It seemed like he had way more stuff, because he had like the stuff you cooking with. He had candles and stuff, a lot of smell goods. He was like, seemed like a germophobic, I think that's the term. But he had plenty of wipes, hand sanitizer, everything. So my experience was, cool. He also asked me like, hey, you need anything? Because he understood we don't get paid as much during training. If you got like a lot of bills and stuff like that, you're not gonna have much money left. So he was more so looking out. Like, I'm somebody, I don't take advantage of nobody or nothing like that. But it was one time where I was low on money, so I was like when he asked me, did I need something? It was like, was that Burger King? I was like, yeah, you just give me a Whopper. No, I really appreciate it. So he got me a Whopper, looking out and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's cool. He also showed me what to do in the OS&D situations when they leave stuff on your trailer, and you wondering what to do. You gotta call them, and they'll let you know what to do. And we had Oreos that time, so I can say that Stevens is known for as far as good training program. You gonna get some good training. I can say you gonna get some. Now, everybody that train, I can't say they're a good trainer because everybody is different. But when you do your surveys, they do want you to be honest, because if that person isn't training, then they probably will try to get somebody else to train you, or at least stop that person from, training people. Because there's some jobs out here that say they getting trained and they not getting trained, and then when they get out here, it's like they don't know what to do. They still don't know how to back and stuff like that. So that was like the crazy part. See, my backing really wasn't, never too bad. It was more so just the other small stuff, the ins and outs that I would have wanted to know from my first trainer. But my second trainer, he got me right. And then as far as me being on my own and stuff out here, I've been learning, and I'm just sharing some of that information with y'all. I'm trying to see what else. My second trainer, I think I was his second student. So when I got my truck and stuff like that, he was just like, hey, bro, let me know when you get your truck and stuff. So I had sent him a picture of the key in the truck. Like, he was happy for me. Still to this day, like, he'll tell me, like, if you need anything or you got any question or anything like that, just call me, bro. Like, you know, I'm going to help you out and stuff. So, I mean, I'll reach out to him here and there, but just to, you know, maybe see what they've been doing. Normally, he have a student and he be busy, so I don't just call him like that. But I'm still cool with my trainers or whatever. I mean, I'm glad I'm at the training stage because, you know, being with somebody you really don't know, if it ain't a comfortable situation, you might not make the 5-6 weeks. And if it is comfortable, you might can, you know, make the whole time. So yeah, that's the thing I had based on my experience. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Dang, I hope I didn't miss nothing in this video. It took me like 6 to 8 weeks to complete that 240 hours. I don't think I missed nothing. Yeah, based on my experience. But yeah, other than that, I say overall it was cool. And it's something that's on my head, on my brain, that I can't think of, but I know it's there. It's something, when I finish this video, I know it's something that I'm gonna notice that I had missed, and I'm trying not to do that. I normally, that's why, like, it's hard for me to make longer videos and not forget everything. I can't. But let me, hopefully, if I remember what I want to add in this video, I'll probably make a part 2 or something. But as far as right now, that's pretty much all I'm say. Stevens do have a good training program. You will get A1 training, and you're gonna go by the rules and laws pretty much up here. It's, you know, it's not crazy, nothing like that. So yeah, like, you know, if you stayed this long, I really appreciate it. Hit the like, you know, subscribe, drop any comments, questions, concern. If you had an experience, you maybe can drop your experience down. Like, you know, everybody experience different, and, you know, I might be a trainer one of these days, but as far as right now, I mean, I haven't been asked, or maybe I need to ask about it. I don't know. I know I'm somebody who, since I've been through both experiences, I would actually be a trainer and train somebody, teach them the ins and outs, because it's people that still, they say they're trained and ain't trained. And then also you got trainers who want to train, and then you got trainers who just more so focus on the money. And if you more so focus on the money and not actually teaching a student, you just messing up that student. Like, that's how I look at it. And I don't really like that type of training for real. Like, if you gonna train, like, train for real. Like, if I do something, I'm gonna do it 100%, and that's, you know, my main thing. So if I do become a trainer, I mean, y'all will know I make some videos that I'm a trainer and stuff. Cause I know some people ask me, you know, will you train, stuff like that. Like, I don't know if they ask me, or if I ask them, maybe. Right now, I'm not a trainer. I'm just on the road company driver, and it's not crazy. Anybody can really train for real after you get like a certain amount of experience. Cause I even got one friend that trained, and we started at the same time, but I think he been training since like 6 months within. So it's not nothing crazy. If you want to train, they'll give you the opportunity to train. So I just don't know what all you got to do. I think because I had the accident, I think that's what slowed me down. So I don't know, but yeah, this is pretty much the end of this video. Really appreciate everybody. Now hit the like for me, comment, and yeah, drop your experience down below. It's your boy Sugar again. Peace. I'm out.